Next part is there is spread, rest, and ternary operators. What actually this spread is nothing but spreading, like is a very interesting and important topic in this one. Spread is like we are going to mention the spread operator is 3 dots. Like for ampersand, you know the operator for plus, addition, subtract, for minus, like this is there, right? So JavaScript spread operator allows you to quickly copy all or part of an existing array. If you want to copy entire array to another array, or if you want to add copy only a few elements from that element to another, to copy all or part of an existing array or an object into another array or object, we can use the spread. Now, how we are example, see, we have an array 1, 2, 3. I have an array 2, 4, 5, 6. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just using array 1 dot dot dot. That is a dot 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 3 dot means is an spread operator. Array 1 comma spread operator array 2. What will happen? It simply do the output of the program is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this both the two arrays are going to be copying into this with the help of and simply spread operator. Very simple example. Now see one example over here so that you can understood very clearly about what actually the spread operator. I am creating a array called as numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I'm doing here is I want to assign this numbers to the rest. Meaning here is I'm assigning 1 to what? ONE to 1, to TWO to 2. And for the rest of that is I'm going to assigning. Rest of is what? 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to assigning to rest variable. Means rest operator. Already we have discussed the topic name is spread, rest, and ternary. So I'm assigning that rest. Now how we are going to be accessing that spread objects, spread operator with objects means now directly what you are doing here is instead of having 3, 4, 5, 6, instead of wasting that many number of variables, with the help of this rest operator, the rest of the operators, rest of the variables means rest of the values you are assigning to rest operator. This is about the rest operator as well. Now coming to the spread operators with objects. So previously we are talking about spread operators with array. Now this is with talking about objects. Now I'm creating an object called as my vehicle. Under that we have 2 attributes, brand, model, color. 3 attributes are available. Now we are going to have one more object called as updated my vehicle. Under that we have attributes type, year, color. So 2 objects are there, my vehicle and update my vehicle. So what we are doing, we're just copying into another object, simply dot dot dot. This is 3 dots means spread operator, my vehicle, comma 3 dots means spread operator, updated my vehicle. So object of this attributes will copy both and available in my updated TED, updated vehicle. That's how we can be do that one. And coming to the ternary operator, like already you are aware, ternary operator is like first is the condition. If the condition is true, then it will execute this one. If the condition is false, it will execute this one. Let me see one example. If authenticated, then go for render app. Else go for render login function. If it is authenticated, if it is correct, you can go for this. This is what before using ES6 ternary operator. ES6 means what? React ES6. Don't individually call ES6. It's a React ES, right? So before we are calling like this. If authenticated, if true, go for this function. If false, go to this function. But simply with the help of ternary, we can use authenticated question mark. It is true, go for this render app, colon. If it is false, go to render login. Like this, we can do that. And next topic is like modules. So modules, like already we had discussed in the JavaScript as well in the previous topics in the node.js also. To use the modules in your program, to do that export, we can use the export keyword to make a public. To use in your program, you can use import. Now see the modules. What is the module here is? ES modules are going to rely on 2 statements. One statement is the import, another statement is export. Now see, I have a functions called as add, mul, like this for the user. Now I'm just exporting here. Now how can be used in the import means import object dot add, import object dot mul, import object dot user. Like this, we can use the functions. We can also use the variables as well. So how we can do directly, we can import this function or whatever you declare the module, import that module and create an object for that module. Just use with the help of that module object dot the respective function from this one. Like this, we can use it the modules. Now how we can do it is completely, let me see how it will be done. You can export a function or variable from a file. What we can export? We can export a function. we can export a variable as well. In how many types we can be export means named and default. What is named is nothing but if we have a inline or all at once, we can use the named exports. Example, again, the name exports can be done with the help of two ways. Two ways we can do it. One is inline, and there is all at once. With the help of named exports, how we can do is, let me see one small example. Here, the name exports are directly the name. What is the name of this export is name. What is the name of this export is age. So if you want inline, one at a time, this is one export, this is one export. This is the first type of export, inline individual. What is the named export first of all? Name equal to Jesse, age equal to 40. This is called as named export we are doing. In that named export, we have two ways we can do it. One is inline, means one at a time. One, this is another. If you want all at once at a time, what you can do, first of all, declare that two variables, name, age, and just with the same, all at once with the curly braces, pass that how many number of variables you want to be export. Name, comma, age, comma, any other are there, you can export it. That is called as all at once. Inline means one at a time, one export at a time, another export at a time, like this, one by one. All once means, first of all, declare that variables, whatever you want, and make that variables as in the curly braces of export and pass it as one time. Now, default exports, that is called as named. This is called as default. So in the default exports, what we can do is only one default export. In the named export, we can have multiple exports, like export name, export age, like this. But here, default, only one export. What we are doing, I'm just calling a function message, and in that message, I have a variables called as name and age. Now I'm just returning a statement like this. So I have this function called as message. Now I'm exporting that one. Export default message. Just one time only, one default export only in the file. What is this file name? Information.js. I have only one export. But in the previous example, if you have in the student.js, I have two exports also be there. This is the student.js file. I have two exports. This is export one, export two. It is inline export. If you want the all at once, you can also use like this. And coming to the import. Now, once you export it, done. Now, how you can be import means you can, with the help of import keyword, we can do it. How we can be import means in two ways we can import. Like similarly for named exports, we can have the destructure curly braces. We have default exports, don't require. See example. For named exports, what are the name exports we have? There, export of curly braces, name, comma, age, right? In this previous example, what you are export, how you are exporting? You are exported as named export, export of the curly braces, name, comma, age. Now for that, how I need to import means, what is the file name of that two is student.js. So import curly braces of name, comma, age from which file? / means current directory, the student.js. This is called as importing named exports from the file called as student.js. Similarly, if you want default export from the file information.js means here we have a default, right? Export default message. If you want to import that in your program, how we can do here is with the help of import. What is the name of the function? Message from the .message.js, the current directory. So like this, we can do it. So what we have learned in this total is we have seen how the React ES6 has run out, how we can be done with the help of some of the few concepts, how we can be using React JS. So ES means ECMA script, European Computer Manufacturer Association. And we are studied some of the features of ES6 like variable, array, classes, arrow function, the array methods, destructuring array and object, spread, rest and ternary operators and models. That is two type of models, export and import. Okay, so that's about for this.